downshifts sound nice. Not as nice as the cars I've driven today. So welcome back to part 2 of racing day at Liddon Hill Circuit in Canterbury. So I didn't have to go too far. So basically, I've driven 3 cars. I'm just going to do my thoughts on each car. So the first car I drove was the Ferrari F430, which is now my dream car. It keeps on changing a little bit, but at the moment that's my dream car. It used to be my dream car, but sometimes I was like, oh, the Gallardo is actually quite nice, and then it's okay around the circuit, but then you got to think on the road, like they could be like very lurchy and no visibility, crappy to park, and blah blah blah, not much space. I mean, it's okay around the racetrack, and your left foot's got to go over on the accelerator more because the pedal's more over to like the left, which can hurt your knee. And I've got a bad knee due to an accident at work. Like, I've got a lump on my coccyx which hits a nerve, and then my foot turns in and my knee turns in. And Wing Chun Kung Fu is what I do as an instructor for a living, has helped with that sort of posture of it, but I couldn't live with it if I had to drive it around for a long time. So you've got to think of other things. Plus, I've just gone off the looks of them. I don't like the looks of them no more. I don't know why. And I don't like the sound. I heard them today, and the V10, it's not as nice as the V8s on the Ferrari. So it's just, hearing it today, the sound of it is lovely. I've got to say the McLaren as well was really nice. That sounded nice. For a twin turbo, it actually sounded really nice. It's a V8, but twin turbo, and I thought it would sound not as good as I thought it was, but in person it's actually really nice. But yeah, even a 458, everyone says that that's the best sounding Ferrari, and I don't really think it is. I prefer the F430. I think it's got a deeper growl to it. Plus, it's the induction noise you get. Anyway, back onto the actual driving of it. So I've driven one before, so I haven't driven it for a while actually, but thought I'd drive it again. They're different cars. I mean, this is a different car compared to a normal car. If you drive this, you're like, yeah, it's definitely it's not a supercar, but it's definitely a nicer, like, exotic. It's just a whole nother level compared to just a normal car. But then driving like Ferraris and everything, comparing it to this, that's a whole different car as well. I mean, the one thing I do like about the Ferrari, excuse my voice, it's going again, about the Ferrari is that there's a biting point to it. Like, it's not really like an automatic. Like, this car's an automatic. You put your foot down, it goes. You change gears, it changes, and it might do a little bit of a movement as you're higher up in the rev range. It doesn't do it often actually. It's quite smooth. But the Ferrari, you can tell it's more like a manual, if you know what I mean. It's got more of a feeling to it. So like as you drive, like you put your foot down, it doesn't really go, but you put your foot down and then it goes. Because it's sort of like with a clutch, you've got a biting point and then it goes off. It's like that, which is quite nice. When you change gears as well, you know you've changed gears. As soon as you do it, you can feel it, and then it strikes you like that, which I love. But it's not too brutal like the Aventador. And the handling on it is brilliant. I do actually like the seats in it. It's better than this, because this can hurt your neck actually. Because where the seats in it is quite far back, you see the headrest is there, it's quite low. So obviously, if I had a crash, I'll get whiplash. But it's a weird one. The seats aren't very. They're not touching like your back. It's like halfway down my spine. So after a while, you start getting a bad neck. And I've got a bad neck anyway. Again, due to an accident. I have to keep doing this, like stretching, because it actually really hurts. I've only driven like literally 30 minutes or so, and my neck is really killing me. So that's the downside to it. But the Ferrari seats are really fucking nice. They hold you in more. Their headrest is still like quite low, but not as low as this. I think it was just below my top of my head, so it's actually pretty good actually. And yeah, they hold you in quite nicely. They're comfortable, and then they're where it should be. So your back is like here, so it actually touches like a bit more higher up, so your neck doesn't really hurt. But yeah, the throttle response is really good. I love the sound, and the induction noise as well. It's brilliant. I was going to drive the McLaren last, and it was going to be the Ferrari 458 next, but because it was taking so long, the instructors, I don't know what it was, they said, did you want to do the McLaren next? I went, yeah, got it. So I thought I'd drive a McLaren just because everyone says how good a McLaren is, so I thought I'd drive one. Now the McLaren on the outside looks nice. I like the doors that go out. They're quite heavy actually when you try and get out. He said you've got to be careful. Don't do like the button and hold and try and press the door up because you'll just snap the button off completely. You've got like hold the button up and then you have to use your other hand to open it. So it's a bit awkward, and because you're doing it a weird, like, because I was doing this with my right and this with my left, it's quite awkward to open up. It's quite heavy. So yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Plus, if I had one in real life, I wouldn't be able to park the fucking thing, because I wouldn't be able to get out. But the inside is very, I wouldn't say like, what's the word? It's minimal, you know. It's there's not a lot going on basically. The steering wheel is fucking nice though, actually. The steering wheel was really nice to hold. I'm not a fan of like Alcantara around the steering wheel. I don't like the feeling of it, but it was sort of like that. I don't think it was proper Alcantara. I think it was just like a soft fur on it. I'm not sure what it was, but it didn't feel like Alcantara. I mean, it might have been. But I don't really know what Alcantara actually feels like. But it didn't look like Alcantara from like the videos that I've seen and pictures. But it might have been. But yeah, it's just it's not nice to touch. Plus, if you sweat, especially racing, they say that, you know, that it just gets really weird and like it doesn't feel nice. And plus, it's pretty awful to fucking clean. So I'm not a fan of that. I like just leather inside. But yeah, it was nice. I mean, it was twin turbo. It sounded nice. But it didn't give me that rush as the 430 did. I thought it would because it's twin turbo. I thought, you know, you're going to get like thrown in your seat, and I didn't get thrown in my seat. I mean, when I did the gear shifts, it moved you, but not as much because it's a double clutch. I think, I'm not sure about that one, but yeah, I don't know. It's just, I mean, it handled well, sounded nice. Apart from that, I mean, the brakes were okay. I mean, again, I'm not a fan of ceramic brakes. It feels like you're like pressing down on like a block of wood, and you have to press down really hard for it to work. And then as soon as you put your foot down for like more than like a second, or even less than that, like they say brake hard, and then take it off. It's like, because if you keep your foot on there, you hear it like going, like sort of like burning itself or something. It's just, it's not nice. I don't like carbon ceramics at all. So that's probably what put me off the Lamborghini Aventador and like other Lamborghinis, because they got ceramic. And if I got a Ferrari F430, I'll get a 2005 to 2007, because 2008 is like, I think all of them had ceramic carbon brakes, like the discs. But from 2005 to 2007, I think it was like an added option, which a lot of people, I don't think, did. I think it was just still, more of them was still like disc brakes, which is better. I feel it better because, well, they're better for the UK anyway. I mean, it's like the Lamborghini Aventador. If I lived in America, then maybe, but over here the car's too wide and too long. It's as long as this basically. The amount of times I've hit the rear wheel on a curb going around the corner is because it's so long and like wide. That's why I like smaller cars. Yeah, so that's why I wasn't a fan of the Lamborghini Aventador, because of that. That's what put me off. But if I could get a Ferrari that's just got steel discs, I might prefer that, because for the UK, because it's cold and raining, apparently they're really shit in the rain and cold. They take a while to warm up, and they can cool down really, really quickly. So they're only really good for racing, and then you get this screeching. Like every time I've driven a car with ceramic brakes, it's always screeching and making a noise that I fucking hate. Plus they're just so expensive. I mean, yes, they might last as long as the car, but if you do need to replace them, apparently, well, if you race or drive hard like I do, but I don't really brake hard, but if you race and brake hard, they actually don't last as long as steel brakes. They actually are shit for racing. Apparently if you race with them, you actually got to change them quite regularly, and they're like 10 times the amount of steel brakes, and I don't see the fascination with them, so I wouldn't ever get one. But yeah, the McLaren was okay. And then I thought, well, okay, the 458 has got to be probably better, because everyone says, oh, it's better looking, the inside's better, and they were all saying, oh yeah, it's better and all this stuff. I was like, yeah, okay. And then I was like, well, we'll try it. And then I looked at it, I was like, I don't actually like the looks of it. And then I got inside, I was like, the seat's quite nice. The inside's okay. I preferred the steering wheel of it because I like the rev counter thing, which the Scuderia's got. But you can just buy one anyway if you really wanted to. It only probably cost you quite a lot of money to buy it, but I suppose if you could afford a Ferrari, you can afford to get like a different steering wheel. But yeah, it's just I'm not a fan of. I think it's double clutch as well. I'm not sure, but as you like press it, it's different to the F430. Basically, if you press it, it's quicker because I think it is a double clutch. It still gives you that little bit of a it doesn't give you feedback, but it gives you that kick. Probably more so. So what I mean by more so is it presses you in more, but it's not as harsh, if that makes sense. It's like a soft press, but it presses you in more as it changes, where the 430 is quite a kick. It doesn't press you in as much, it's more just like here, but it's more harsh, which is what I prefer. So yeah, get everyone just staring at me at the moment, like, what the fuck? It's funny because I went in and like it's like I was saying about like a Maserati, because like it's like Ferrari, because when I got into the Ferrari 458, he came up with loads of warnings, like saying ABS needs doing, this needs doing, this needs doing, the handbrake's on, this needs doing. And I thought, oh, it's just on my car, like a Maserati. He went, oh, is that the yellow one? Yeah, can't miss it. He went, oh yeah, it sounds nice. I went, yeah, don't sound as nice as what it could do, because I've modified it and that can make it sound shit. I mean, I'll get into that on another time, but the 458, like I said, I'm not a fan of the looks. The gear changes I don't like. I think the pedals are quite close together. The throttle response is weird. The throttle response is really quick. Actually, it's too sensitive. Because I was like this, so I was like just moving around. So it was too sensitive. The braking was like a new car. I mean, what I mean by that is you put your foot down a little bit and it does that. So I wasn't a fan of the braking either. I quite like the analog sort of brakes where it takes a little while. You've got to press harder. That's just where I've been driving this around more, but you don't need to put your foot down. Like if you just do this like little tap in the 458, it's quite like this. And I don't actually like that. I like it to be old, you know, old school. Yeah, and I thought because there's more horsepower and everything, it's quicker, blah blah blah. I thought it'd be like fun to drive. I thought I'd get put in my seat more, and to be honest, I didn't. So yeah, I didn't really like it, which is quite odd, isn't it? I suppose it's a good thing because now I know that this Ferrari F430 is definitely my dream car still. So at the moment, anyway. But anyway, so I need to get something to eat because I'm eating apart from breakfast. But yes, so I enjoyed myself. Can't really see me now because of the bloody sun. But I had a good time, and oh yes, did I get a Ferrari F430 as my present? Because he said, I've got a present for you. I thought it was just me, right? So, and when I got there, he said, oh yes. I said, about the present? He went, oh yes, right. So I went, oh, please say it, please say it. He went, what was your favourite car of the day? I went, oh yes. I went, well, my dream car, sort of like, you know, my dream car is the Ferrari F430. And then I said to him, did I get it? He went, right, yeah, so if you just like go onto Google, like use your phone. I was like, oh, okay. He went, right, so we're going to put in like a review and say like it's Sarah because that's the one who done it. Put in a review, because if you do a review, you get 20% off your next one. But this is a separate thing. So he said that you do a review and then you can either do another review and then you get 20% off, or you do this review because this is for like the present, like the gift. I went, okay, and then I said, okay, so what happens now then? And like he said that I will be in touch basically. I'm not sure if they're going to phone me because they took my phone number and details. They didn't take my email address, but I think they got my email address anyway. So they might call me. I'm not sure what the gift is, but he is handing it out to everyone, so there's no way they're going to give a car to everyone. I thought it was just me. I thought he'd just pick me and think, oh, like, you know, we've got a Ferrari here that's done 2 million miles, we don't really want it no more, you can have it, sort of thing. So I'm not really sure, or unless they might have, like, it needs an engine rebuild soon, so we'll give it to someone. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm not sure what the gift is, but I doubt it's the my dream car. That would have been fucking awesome though. I mean, I've done the lottery yesterday, the Euro Millions. I haven't looked at my ticket yet, and I've got the lottery for the Saturday one as well. So maybe, I don't fucking know. It'd be nice to get home and be like, oh, I've won the lottery. That's, now I can buy my dream car, but very doubtful. But yeah, so I'm gonna let you go anyway. And hopefully you enjoyed this video of my driving experience, and watch the other ones of me actually driving them. They're just before this one. And say what your thoughts are, and tell me what your dream car is. I would like to know. But for now, I'm going to get something to eat and then enjoy the rest of my day. So this will be my last video before Christmas, because the one after Christmas will be January the 2nd, which will be when I'm doing some bits to my exhaust. We'll do another video on that. But for now, hopefully you all enjoy your Christmas, have a good one, and I will see you in the new year for 2026.